What's up, y'all? This your girl, Bossalini Neek, back at you again with another positive message from Ambitious Hustlers Pod. Let's get it. Make sure you guys subscribe. Nobody gets more grief than the parent that stuck around. Now, I know what you're thinking. What you mean, Neek? What you mean? That's what I mean. Like, nobody gets more grief than the mom. I noticed that mothers are so underappreciated. I noticed that. No matter how good they do, it's never enough. Meanwhile, a father can be absent and no one ridicules him. And I'm a fair person. I believe that if you're gonna be mad at your mother and she, out of both parents, she was the only one that stuck around, you need to share that. That need to go both ways. You need to be angry with your father too. That's not fair. It's like the parent that stay, or the parent that loves the most, that cares the most about you, gets the shortest end of the stick. And I don't know if that's why I'm discouraged in having children. I don't know if that's one of the reasons, but I have noticed that. You can be a single mom doing the best you can, and you can raise the children to the best of your abilities. And I'm like, that's outside of abuse, neglect, whatever. And that child will still grow up to ridicule you, tell you what you ain't did, when you were the only one that stuck around. It's crazy. It's crazy. My heart truly goes out to mothers that stick around when fathers say, oh, well, I don't want to do this anymore. It's wild. I really thought about that. Moms get the most grief while fathers get to ghost and don't have to bear the pain of letting their children down. It's like moms gotta be perfect. Nobody thanks mom for trying. Instead, children often point out what mom's shortcomings are. It's distasteful to say the least. And as I just said before, I think, be fair. Hunt your father down and let him know how you feel. Or is it easier to create a false narrative about a person because they were not there? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Man, shout out to all the single mothers out here, single moms out here that's holding the fork down. Like really doing the best you can do. Being the best you could be. Showing up for yourself and showing up for your child. It's a hard job to raise a child, and definitely to do it by yourself. It's crazy how you didn't make the child by yourself and then you just end up raising a child by yourself. It's wild. And then for that child to grow up and act like you never did nothing for them. That's crazy. I thought about this, y'all. It's crazy how single mothers get the short end of the stick. And I really think it's a matter of entitlement when children get older and point out what you did and didn't do when you were the only one that stuck around. Now, that doesn't give you a right as a parent to be any old kind of way parent because you were the one that stuck around. But it's like, it was two of us involved in this situation, and I'm the one that decided to stick around. And this is the thanks I get for sticking around. I really believe that when it comes to having children, there's no real reward. It's a selfless job. It's a selfless act. When you decide to have a child, you cannot do it thinking that it'll be a great reward in the end. That's why when I hear people say, oh, if you don't have kids, who's going to take care of you? Ain't no guarantee you could do right by a child and they don't take care of you. I sit back and I observe and I listen to people who've had decent childhoods and some who didn't have a childhood. And I'm just like, you were able to be a virgin all the way up until your adult life? Hey, wow. You didn't have the best mom, but at least she protected your body. At least that. You know how many people lose their virginity as children? I'm just saying. It's crazy. It's crazy how people, come down hard on the mother that stayed, the parent that stayed. Meanwhile, the parent that abandons, it's like, in a sense, it's like a scot-free move, because the mom get ridiculed. What about dad? He left you too. He left you as well. So what about him? Or it doesn't matter because you came up with an excuse for him. You know what excuse I give an absent father? Death. Death is the only excuse for you to be absent. That's the only excuse that makes sense to me. And that's not an excuse, but that's real. Death. If you're not dead, then why weren't you there? Why aren't you there for your child? People got a whole lot of reasons for whatever. I don't even be fooling with them like that, y'all. But it's just something that I wanted to share with you guys today. Nobody gets more grief than the parent that sticks around. Nobody get more grief than the mother. And it's just, nobody get more grief than women. Nobody gets more grief than women. You can never be too feminine enough. You can never be too submissive enough. It's just, what in the world? What in the world is really going on, y'all? As I just really think about it, I had this definitely crossed my mind. Like, shout out to the single moms. Shout out to the single moms. People like to wait till Mother's Day to acknowledge single moms and mothers in general. But shout out to single married moms. Yeah, the real MVPs for real. Like, shout out to single married moms. See, that sounds weird coming out of my mouth. Single married moms. Shout out to them. And if you don't know what that is, imagine a household where there's a mother and there's a father. And then there's children. But mom does most of the work. Like literally most of everything. She takes care of the home, takes care of herself, and she takes care of the children. That's a single married woman. You doing everything as if you don't even have anyone there. The man is just a prop. That's a single married woman. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, man. So it's a lot of people out here. They had it good coming up. They really had mothers that really loved them and showed that they loved them, protected them from whatever they could. They really was there for them. Like, man, shout out to you. I appreciate you if they don't appreciate you. If your children don't appreciate you and you was a great mom, like that, like you knew you wasn't perfect. Nobody, great don't mean perfect, but you loved your children, you love your child, and yet you get treated like you did nothing. That's because you raised the entitled, spoiled brat. Giving a child everything they want just rottens them out. Man, shout out to you. I appreciate you. If your mom still stuck around and loved you, be happy. Out of both of your parents, one of them seen value in you. Hey, it's fine. One of them seen value in you. It's cool if both see value in you, but at least one person seen enough value in you to stick around and, try to give you a healthy life as a child. Now, if your mom stuck around to abuse you, this video isn't for you. That's a whole different story. Nobody should be happy about abuse, abandonment, or neglect, to name a few. Nobody should be happy about those negatives. So this not for you. If you know that your father abandoned you, but yet you had your mom, but she still treated you like whatever. She kept you around as a punching bag. This is not for you. What I do want to say is, people don't like to speak on this, but I'm going to speak on this. Like, forgive her. It's cool. Forgive her. Because you've done things that you want somebody to forgive you for. And that don't necessarily mean that they will, but we all want God to forgive us. I can't hold on to nothing anyone decides to do against me or have done against me, because I understand that I've done things that I know I needed forgiveness for from God. He really teach what it means to forgive. You let it go. Forgive them. See them as people. People do people things. I live by that. That's why you can't disappoint me and you can't let me down. Because I expect people to do people things. When you expect people to do people things, you know they're going to do things. Some things you're going to like, and then a lot of things you're just probably going to straight up disagree with. And some things you guys may even fall out about. Because people do people things. That's how I protect myself. I don't put more in people than what I know they actually can handle. Because you're a person. We're all flawed. But I refuse to live my life unhappy. I refuse to live a life where I'm carrying things from the past or from my childhood and I'm just wearing it on me. You did what you did. I forgive you. And I'm moving forward with my life, because one thing I promised myself, and I hope this helps someone out here. Like, one thing I promised myself was I was going to be happy. Didn't really care to have money or anything like that. But I knew I'm going to be happy. And happiness is truly a choice. Happiness is a choice. If you're not happy, you need to get away from these people that's adding to your unhappiness. And once you get rid of these people, like you get from around these people, and you still see that you're not happy, look in the mirror, because it's not them. It's something going on with you. Happiness comes from within. It's not external. It can't be brought. Nah, but shout out to you moms. Shout out to my single mothers and my single married moms. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out, shout out. It's a hard job to raise a child. And shout out to mothers and fathers that are together and they've sacrificed their lives for children just for them to grow up and act like they never done anything. Because you raised spoiled, entitled brats. But I just wanted to share this with you guys today. I thought about this. Nobody get more grief than the parent that stays. Nobody gets more grief than this person. But let me know what you guys think. Drop your comments below. Make sure you guys stay motivated. Keep the faith. Read your Bible for yourself. Thanks for tuning in with your girl, Bossalini Neat, from Ambitious Hustlers Pod. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment. Let's get it.